Coming up on today's episode, this topic is about there's this quote I saw, Nyamalala, fix your life and then come back. So go have your idea, create it in silence, then come back once it's been created. Do not show us the process. Do not tell us what you're doing. Come back having done it already. Being seen trying feels embarrassing because success gives us permission to be visible, but being in the process does not. I was absolute poverty, this. They always tell about the struggle once they're out of the struggle, not through the process of the struggle, because they've become a success. It's no longer embarrassing that that's what they went through. It's now not a martyr, but it's now the underdog. I don't even think the underdog is the right way to phrase it, but it's now, I came from down in the dumps and now look at me. I am successful. Therefore, it's okay for you to hear about how I was down in the dumps. We fear the unknown. What if we don't make it? Now you'll be embarrassed. Is that why we don't show the process? Sanbanani, and welcome to Notes with Nomfundo. Today is all about a random thought. So I was walking home from work and I randomly thought about my experience and thought, oh, hey, let me just talk about it. The idea was why being seen trying is embarrassing. And it was derived from how I'm promoting my business idea. So I have a business that's Pure Office Solutions. I provide company registration as well as remote administration services to startup companies. And I realized that, okay, I'm comfortable with promoting this on LinkedIn and TikTok because I was just recently making TikTok content and I've been making LinkedIn content. But yet somehow, some way, I was too hesitant on promoting on WhatsApp because there's a WhatsApp community group. And I thought to myself, okay, am I embarrassed? Why am I embarrassed about being seen as trying? I already do work in administration, so me branching off into this is not a surprise to my immediate family. So why am I embarrassed for everybody in my neighborhood to see me as trying? Why am I okay with posting this on TikTok or LinkedIn because it's not closely associated with me, but posting on a community group is something else? And a few thoughts popped in my mind. This is all while I'm walking home. This is what happens when you live within walking distance from your job. But the first idea popped in my mind was about cultural beliefs or spirituality. Let me put it like that. The idea that energy affects what we're doing. So, in essence, this topic is about, I didn't even introduce this well. This topic is about, there's this quote I saw, Nyamalala, fix your life and then come back. So, go have your idea, create it in silence, then come back once it's been created. Do not show us the process. Do not tell us what you're doing. Come back having done it already. Now, the cultural energy behind this is that once you share your idea with other people, if they do not have any positive intentions for you, they have ill intentions, umoya wabo, their energy will affect what you are trying to do and it will debilitate what you're trying to do. It will make sure it doesn't occur, or any other phrasing you want to use with it. My As soon as this thought popped up, because I have a tendency to have a thought and then immediately think the counter thought to it. So as soon as that thought popped up, it would say, no, it's because I don't want people in my neighborhood to see me trying because I'm gay, or lawyer, whatever. And then my brain was like, okay, cool. So then why aren't you protecting yourself? You're acting like we are all vulnerable to lawyer and we can't do anything about it. We always have to react to it and not prevent it. Why aren't you praying more? Why aren't you cleansing yourself more? Why aren't you cleansing your house more? Those things can protect you from the possibility of people doing this for you. Doing this to you, I mean. And I realized, okay, cool. So the cultural belief, Yoguti, do not tell people what you're doing. I'm mainly speaking about like your business idea or your idea of what you want to do for yourself. The reason why you don't tell partly is an excuse to protect ourselves from being seen in the early imperfect stage of trying or in the stage of incompletion. I think part of the whole excuse that culture spiritual belief is purely that, an excuse for not wanting to be seen in that imperfect, not whole, not completed, not perfected, not successful stage. Then I thought, okay, cool, but let's think realistically. So reality. And so in reality, people say don't share your business ideas or your opportunities or what you're trying to do because of idea theft. If you tell someone, okay, cool. So if I told someone before I registered my company that, hey, look, I'm thinking about doing company registration. I'm thinking about doing remote administration services with as my company, not an individual. This. If I tell someone that, somebody else is going to steal that idea from me. That's the whole reality concept. And I don't know how to say this, but almost all businesses, their idea for that business already existed. There's only just simply a twist. So yes, me, I created my company, trading as Peware Office Solutions. But when I look online, there's so many other businesses that do company registration as well. There are other businesses that offer remote administrative support or compliance admin support that I'm doing as well. Like, I'm not special. The only difference between me and them would be, who do I target? For company registration, I would be targeting people in my rural area. I would be targeting those hustlers, trying to turn them into a legitimate business or registered business, let me say it like that. For remote administration, I would be targeting the startup companies, the entrepreneurs, the ones who've just entered the business world. That would be my twist on it, but it's all derived from the same exact idea. So the idea that if you share it, someone else is going to steal it. Look at Kotex, look at Always, look at the Let's. They all make sanitary products. But let's specifically look at Kotex and the Let's. They both make tampons. The exact same thing, tampons. But yet they still exist in the business world. Or look at all the pads that exist. Even like recently this year, I watched an interview of two South African doctors who have made pads, organic pads, for obviously for women, but they've made organic pads that also help with regulating your period, removing toxins from your uterus. They put a twist on pads, but they still made a pad. So the idea that if we share our ideas, someone's going to steal it, I think it's another excuse for us not wanting to show the messy process of us building our actual idea. We do not like imperfections. We want to show the success, not the progress. Now, the whole reality of this made me then start thinking about what actually happened with my sister-in-law. I shared what I'm doing. I showed the flyers that I've made that I'm going to be promoting online. She was the one who put me onto doing LinkedIn, actually. She said businesses promote on LinkedIn. You'll find recruiters, you'll find all these kinds of things on LinkedIn. Also post on LinkedIn. She also said, okay, during, June or some other time, you should get your name out, because during that time, there's going to be a post that comes out in Johannesburg for script writers and creators. They will need a remote administrator, or they'll need an administrator to keep track of everything for compliance sake, because they're applying for a grant and they need to keep track of everything for the grant in order to continue receiving the money. Had I not shared my idea or things with her, I would have not been given the clarity or a clear idea or a clear direction in what I can go with my business. I would have not known that, hey, post on LinkedIn. I would have focused on TikTok. But there I am on LinkedIn. I already had a LinkedIn profile because she had previously promoted LinkedIn for me on a professional level, because I do administration. But I would have not thought of, okay, let me promote on LinkedIn. I would have only stuck to TikTok. She also said do TikTok as well. I'm not going to lie, even though I was going to do it anyway. But because I wasn't embarrassed about being seen by her, I was able to get these opportunities or these ideas. Now, if you are not sharing your ideas or what you want to do with the people close to you that you trust, how are you going to get more ideas? You yourself cannot come up with everything. But somehow, someway, we're still embarrassed about being seen in the trying phase. We want to be seen in the successful phase. And then I started thinking, you know what? As much as there are these beliefs, there's a contrast to all of this. For example, marketing. I registered my company last year in September. I was looking at marketing for my business because I was my first client. In essence, I'm my first client. I looked at marketing and I was looking at how people market, and I was looking at people on TikTok, how they're marketing, LinkedIn, how they're marketing. Do you know what marketing has turned into for us, or most of the time? It's BTS, behind the scenes. ChatGPT literally told me, okay, cool, if you're going to be doing these like educational things and promoting yourself on TikTok, you should record behind the scenes footage and use that and do voiceovers at times. I legit sat there, I'm like, so I shouldn't be sharing before I registered that whole process of building. I should be sharing once everything is done. But now all of a sudden I'm supposed to be sharing behind the scenes. They said it said that I need to record me being on the CIPC page and registering somebody. I need to be seen being on CSD and registering them. Etegwini database registering them there. I need to be seen at my job or doing administrative work that I do of emailing, of filing, organizing, because I have organized everything online, like, which is why I'm able to work at home at times. But I need to shoot all of this, all the behind the scenes, yet somehow, someway, we're not supposed to let people know about the behind the scenes, only if it's for promotion and entertainment. Why I say entertainment is because there's this TikTok that I actually enjoy watching. I think, I can't remember. I think the language is Mandarin, so Chinese, not Korean, because I know a bit of Korean. So this lady, she works in this juice store. I don't know if she's the owner. Or yeah, I think she's the owner. Owns this juice store, works in this juice store. Some other fancy type of juice that I even want to try myself. She records. She has like a body. What's it called? Um, she got to a body cam, a GoPro strapped to her chest, and you will watch her go through the process of taking the order, preparing the order, blending if it needs to be blend, packaging it, placing it on the counter, and having the client take it away. Obviously, we don't see the client's face, but having the client take it away. So now it's okay to show the behind the scenes or the process for entertainment, but not in reality. Or is it because I'm actually seeing her hand it over to the client? So it's a success story. That's what we only are allowed to see. So in real life, don't show the process of you actually building, but online content, BTS, show how it's made as entertaining. Being seen trying feels embarrassing because success gives us permission to be visible, but being in the process does not. We can only be visible if it's successful story. If it's a successful story, think about. I've been watching a lot of podcast episodes, and with each of these not episodes but shows, but with this one podcast, they would have these people who are now successful. They tend to be coaches. Honestly, here in South Africa, they tend to be coaches, and there would always be that one story. One of them, her story was, I would sell sweets in primary school and high school. My family didn't know anything about business, but I would sell sweets. She's only telling the story now out in the open, but we never saw her during the process. There's someone else. I was absolute poverty, this. They always tell about the struggle once they're out of the struggle, not through the process of the struggle, because they become a success, it's no longer embarrassing that that's what they went through. It's now not a martyr, but it's now the underdog. I don't even think the underdog is the right way to phrase it. But it's now, I came from down in the dumps, and now look at me. I am successful. Therefore, it's okay for you to hear about how I was down in the dumps. So therefore, are there actual people whom we see the process from the now? So had you seen me actually register the company right then, had I started recording, wouldn't it have not been more of a beautiful story versus you hearing me now already being established? Because I think when I think it's Korea that I see a lot of the way they market stuff. It's to grab the emotional attention. So if I'm not grabbing you emotionally by showing you the process from the start to the end, you know, we fear the unknown. What if we don't make it? Now you'll be embarrassed. Is that why we don't show the process? So the real issue isn't really that it's not about trying. It's about whether you will make it at the end or not. And if you do make it, okay, cool, it's fine. We were a success. If you don't make it, okay, well, that was embarrassing. We just showed someone the process of us failing. As if failure is a bad thing. The failure of that idea just simply means that, okay, cool, you've learned a way that you can't do it. We've trained ourselves to believe that you're only allowed to be seen once the outcome justifies your existence in the space. anything before that should be invisible. But that's where everything begins. I'm not saying everybody should go on and post about their progress or in their trying phase. I'm simply saying there's nothing embarrassing about you being in the phase of trying.